Well, all right, it's real good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Barlow BBQ. We're trying out a brand new recipe, never tried it before. The first time it's gonna happen right here on camera. What I'm gonna make today are some cast iron pork chops and barbecue beans. I've got the Weber Jumbo Joe, got some charcoal lit up for that. That's what I'm gonna use today. It's just Martha and I, so the Weber Jumbo Joe is a perfect little grill if there's just like 2 or 3, maybe 4 people eating. Now there are a few steps to this recipe, but don't worry, I will walk you through each one. And as soon as this charcoal is ready, we're gonna be ready to start step number 1, which is fry up some bacon. So you know this recipe is already off to a good start. So stay tuned, let's get started. All right, I got you on the Q view and the Jumbo Joe is all fired up, and I've got this cast iron skillet right here, and that has been warming up here on the grill just for a couple minutes. So let's get this recipe started off. I've got 3 pieces of bacon chopped up right here, and we're going to throw those right into the skillet and let that bacon fry up. Now once this bacon fries up, we're going to remove it out of the cast iron pan here, but we're going to leave the fat from the bacon in here. We're going to leave the drippings in there, and that's what we're going to sear our pork chops on. So let's let this bacon cook up for a little bit. Shouldn't take too long. And I'll see you back here when it's done. And it's been a few minutes, and I think this bacon is looking pretty much done. So let me go ahead and get that out of there. Okay, we got our bacon. We're going to set that aside just for a moment. And now it is time for our pork chops. So I'm going to spread out some of this grease here. Let's take a look at our chops. Here we go. I've got 2 thick cut pork chops. It's real important. You want to make sure you get thick cut pork chops. And on one side, I seasoned those up with some Everglades seasoning, but you go ahead and use whatever rub or seasoning is your favorite. But just take a note, you're only putting seasoning on one side of these. So we're going to start frying these up. We're just going to sear the one side in this bacon grease. And then we're going to remove those. Let me go ahead and get my tongs right here. And we'll get these right in here. All right, we got the chops going. We're just going to sear that one side, let that go for a few minutes, just depending on how hot this charcoal is. We're going to let these go for a few minutes, and when they're done, we're going to take them off, set them aside, and get our beans and other stuff going in the skillet here, okay? So I'll see you back here when these are ready to take off. All right, y'all, these chops are smelling real good. Now it's just been a few minutes. This grill is going pretty hot, so I don't want to burn these. Let's check out and see how that sear is looking. Oh yeah, that's looking real nice. That's going to be perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off and set it right here. And let's check out this one. Oh yeah. That one is looking awesome as well. So let's go ahead and get this off. All right, next thing we're going to add to the skillet is a chopped onion here. And we're going to let that cook just for a few minutes. And then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. We've got some beans, barbecue sauce, some ketchup, a little bit of water, and some oil. And those onions are going to cook real quick. And don't worry, these chops are not done. We are going to finish those in here with the skillet once we add all the other ingredients, all right? So let's let this onion cook up just for a minute, and I'll get everything else ready to go. All right, I'd say these onions are looking pretty good. So now we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. We're going to throw in, here we've got a 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce. Move this off the heat a little bit. We got a little bit of water. And we'll do a splash of apple cider. All right, I've got a can of drained and rinsed Great Northern beans here. Dump those in. Give everything a stir. All right, we can't forget our bacon from earlier, so let's mix that in. Ooh, that is smelling real good, y'all. Okay, we're gonna let that simmer up just for a minute. And then we're gonna add our pork chops in here. Then we're gonna cover everything up and let that cook until the pork chops are done. All right, I think this is good for simmering. Let's get our pork chops in. So I'm gonna make a little room for them here. Put one there. Spread some goodness around that. Oh yeah. There we go. That seems pretty good. Okay, we got the pork chops in. Now, we're going to cover this up and let it cook until these pork chops reach an internal temp of 140 degrees. But before we cover this up, we'll add a little secret ingredient. I want a little smoke flavor. So here's a little tiny piece of some hickory. We're going to drop that right in there, just like that. All right, let's get our lid on. There we go. Let's let this smoke. Let's check it in about 5 minutes. We'll do a temperature check on those pork chops and see how they're coming along. All right, my timer for 5 minutes just went off. Let's check the temp on these pork chops with my brand new handy dandy thermopop thermometer. All right, we're at 117, 123, 122. 125 on this one, so we're getting there. Again, we're cooking these until they hit 140. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and give these another 5 minutes, and then we'll give them a temp check, and they should be about done. All right, it's been another 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and check the temp on these chops. Oh yeah, that is looking so good. Let's see what this one says. That's at 145, 146. Okay, that's done. And this is at 148, 149. Yeah, we're definitely done on these. So let me go ahead and get this off here so we don't overcook those chops anymore. All right, check this out. I got a beautiful plate with the chop right here, some of the barbecue beans, and I got a couple bites ready to go. So let's give this a taste test. Let's try out this pork chop real quick. Oh yeah, I mean, just looks beautiful on the top there. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Wow. That pork chop is perfectly done. Nice and tender. And it's still juicy, y'all. Not dried out. Not dried out at all is what I'm trying to say. I'm just so beside myself with how good it is. You know, I'm gonna try this other bite right here. Just get a second opinion. Cheers. Oh yeah. And I'm gonna throw in some of this beans and bacon. Oh yeah. This is real good, y'all. Nice beans, crispy bacon in there, onion. I highly recommend this recipe. It's real good. I'll have a recipe for it right down below in the description box so you can try this out at home. And listen, I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. It means a lot. I love you. And until next time, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Bye-bye.